The spell of Leviathan has caused you to be mentally blind, deaf, and dumb to the evil reptilian's deception. As a result, you wander aimlessly along the path of self-destruction, imitating pale people who teach you to love the world and the things of this world. As Yaa-Nun, John son of Zebedee said after the manner of Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa al-Masih, Jesus the Messiah Christ, in 1 John 2:15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Shaytaan, Satan, tries to make you think that he does not really exist by portraying himself as a man-like character with two horns, a tail and a pitchfork, dressed in red like the figure on the hot sauce bottle. You've seen him sitting on his throne in hell or tormenting lost souls in cartoons. In reality, Shaytaan, Satan, is your doctor, lawyer, school teacher, politician, friend, lover and even your preacher or pastor. He will even come in the disguise of a Muslim in your masjid, a Christian in your church, or a Hebrew in your synagogue or temple. Shaytaan, Satan, is in the pathway of the righteous to take you off the path of El Elyon, the Most High. His aim is to erase the memory of El Elyon, the Most High, from your life. Since he has risen from the pit in 1966 AD, he has opened the doors of hell. The evil reptilian is coming at you stronger because he knows his 6,000 years are up as of September 9, 1999 AD, which is 2003 AD within the Gregorian calendar. That evil reptilian always preys upon your soul, hoping that you do not remember El Elyon, the Most High. He once spoke to you of a time ever forgotten. That time is being called now. I have spoken to you of this, yet you refuse to listen to the words that proceedeth from my lips. I told you a long time ago I came giving you what you wanted so you would learn to want what I have to give. Now is the time and I give you this. Take my warnings, take my wisdom, and most of all take my strength as it flows from me onto these pages as I speak these facts. Hear my words. My words are, that it is that evil malevolent being, that Luciferian who cast this evil hypnotic spell of Kingu, spell of Leviathan upon you. The spell of sleep, of spiritual ignorance and racial blindness. When you, Kadmon, Zakar, Adam's seed, the Adamites, began to worship Shaytaan, Satan, he became known as Tayyah, which means the one who transgresses the limits. He succeeds in doing this by making Kadmon, Zakar, Adam's seed become mushrik idol worshippers or ones who bind partners with the creator of the original light, who is El Elyon, the Most High. When Satan changed from light to fire, his name changed also to Iblis, Baluth. He was called so, because he was desperate for the mercy of Elyon El, the Most High. The name Iblis comes from the root balasa, which means to grieve or be saddened, stems from the word ablasa, he despaired, or gave up hope. He fell from the grace of El Elyon, the Most High. This definition symbolizes the very essence of his whole nature, and that is of disruption and confusion. The angelic being, Elohim Marduk, son of Enki and Damkina, also known as Ninki in the Sumerian doctrine, the grandson of Anu, who is considered the warrior and the companion of the Elo, God, judge, the ruler, captured Samael, Iblis, Diabolus so he could study under Melchizedek. His appearance was magnificent, and he was extremely learned. As Azazel matured, he continuously excelled in every field of endeavor. Samael, Iblis, Diabolus, was educated among the angelic beings, improved so much that he was honored and made a teacher of the angelic beings. Although he was very young, all the angelic beings, Elohim, gods, judges, recognized his great intellect. He was never an agreeable angelic being, but was given the opportunity to sit in their midst. However, he failed in that also. This is why he is called a fallen angel. Samael, Iblis, Diabolus was not the first fallen angel and was certainly not the last. When Samael, Iblis, Diabolus was cast from the heavens or Malakut to the earth, there were 200 fallen angels that were cast down with him. When Lucifer fell, he fell into a pit. This event is stated in the Holy Bible in Revelation 9:1, which states, "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit." It is also recounted in the holy tablets of the Sumerians. When Americans sing the Star-Spangled Banner, the United States national anthem, they are singing about Samael, Iblis, Diabolus, who is also known as Azazel. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? When we look in the Holy Bible at Isaiah 14:12, we see the dawn's early light as the morning. Isaiah 14:12, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? When you look at the Hebrew translation for the word morning, you see the word shahar, which is translated as dawn. So the song is saying, oh say can we see by the shahar, Satan, early light. The next phrase of the anthem is as follows, what so proudly we hail, and hail Satan is said in the Satanic Church. So this country who claims in God we trust, a phrase that isn't even in the Bible, doesn't trust in the Elohim, gods, judges, of Abraham but in a God, the son of the devil, and seeing the flag of their nation in the light of Lucifer, Shakar, also known as the devil. Samael, Iblis, Diabolus, and Samael meaning the poison those of El, another name for Iblis, saw that the Elohim, gods, judges, were creating what was to become known as Kadmon, Zakar, Adam in the laboratory Shimti meaning where the wind of life is breathed. This laboratory was located on the planet Mars called then Lamu. Samael, Iblis, Diabolus had already sworn to seek revenge for his father's, Zun's death and against the children of the Elohim, gods, judges, the Adamites, now Enosites, who were created in our image and after our likeness. Samael, Iblis, Diabolus was jealous of this new being. So after the grafting or cloning process of Kadmon, Zakar, Adam known to you biblically as Kadmon, Zakar, Adam which took 600 Earth years or 100 years to gather the species needed for the breeding process, and 400 years for the actual breeding process, and another 100 years to educate and civilize these newly created beings, El Elo, God, Judge, the Source, commanded the Elohim, gods, judges, angelic beings to bow to this new creation called Kadmon, Zakar, Adam, the Nobles Quran 234. The angelic beings, Elohim, gods, judges, were commanded to bow to Kadmon, Zakar, Adam out of respect for his knowledge taught to him by the 24 elders, Elohim, gods, judges, and for his willpower and his ability to procreate on his own. All did except one, Iblis the rebellious one, that one called Samael, Iblis, Diabolus. He felt that because he was created of smokeless fire, Narul Samuum of the sun cycle, Quran 15:27, 55:15, and Kadmon, Zakar, Adam was created from clay or the dust of the ground in Genesis 2:7, of the moon cycle. He thought that he was greater because he was created before Kadmon, Zakar, Adam, making him older. He refused to prostrate because he was too proud, even at the command of El Elyon, the Most High. Thus, he was to be called Azazel, the one removed. Iblis, the rebellious one, was wroth, angry, and manned a craft and went from planet to planet full of hot poisonous wind, Naru al-Samuum or Samuum. It was then Samael, Iblis, Diabolus earned the title Samael poisoned those of El who is known today as Uncle Sam, taught to children as, Sam I am Sam. The other angelic beings began asking, why are you so angry? He said that this newly fashioned being Kadmon, Zakar, Adam, Quran 15:29, was going to cause mischief and shed blood, Quran 2:30, in the earth that meant a new warrior. He feared that this new warrior would defeat him and take control. So he rallied 200 of the angelic beings together, and they united with the rebellious one, trying to stop the birth of this newly fashioned being. The one removed, henceforth, shall be called Iblis, the rebellious one, also curse be upon him and his offspring, the devil, the deceitful one. For he is a whisperer, he is your open enemy, because he was cast out on your account. He wanted that wisdom that you possessed. He willed to be as great as you. Beware of the trick of will. Will, being the gift like fire, that can be used positively or negatively, like water that can be used positively or negatively, like air that can be used positively or negatively, and like spirit, that can be used positively or negatively. Be ever watchful of will. Its cunningness is infinite, and its arms are at your destruction. Elyon El, the Most High interjected and said, all of you get down from Ornos, Orion, heaven to the Milky Way, the 18th galaxy on a planet called Earth or Tamtu, 200 in all. Thus, they became the 200 fallen angels. Samael, Iblis, Diabolus and 200 fallen angels were cast out of Ornos, Orion, heaven and took refuge on this planet called Earth, originally called Tiamat, making them extraterrestrial or extra beings on this planet called Terra, that are astral in a city called Saturn, later called Nod and Abaddon, destruction. When he fell from grace, he changed from light to fire. From seraphim to cherubim, 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 from a benevolent being to a malevolent being, from agreeable to disagreeable. He was here on earth, him and his followers, when humans were formed, lying in their path. One of the names of the 200 fallen angelic beings just happens to be Leviathan, serpent, dragon, Leviathan, Leviathan, all one and the same. Is this a coincidence? Nakash, the Whisperer, also known as Lucifer, and his helpers the Luciferians, were the 200 fallen angelic beings, cherubim in Ezra 2:59, not to be mistaken with those cherubim who remained in the Ornos, Orion, heaven, who became protectors of the holy shrines, who are mentioned in Elistak log, the chapter of creation in the holy tablets. This evil reptilian and his helpers know exactly what they are doing. and their main intent is leading you on a path of self-destruction. The serpent vowed to persecute the faithful who worshipped El Elyon, the Most High. Lucifer is a reptilian being, who in Sumerian doctrine is the son of Tarnush, part Anunnaki, by his mother Mylitta. This mixed marriage occurred because the reptilian Tarnush raped the Anunnaki Mylitta, thus making Lucifer part reptilian and part Anunnaki. Know that Tarnush is Zun, Enzu, Beelzebub, Humbaba, Satan or the evil reptilian, the son of Taghut and Sin, and he goes by many titles. According to Sumerian doctrine, he wanted to rule all the angelic beings, Elohim, gods, judges. At this time they, Humbaba and all he ruled and lived on Titan, a so-called moon of Anshar Saturn. However, it is really a planet, because Anshar Saturn is a gaseous ball. Satan felt that Melchizedek was not qualified to lead the fleet of Elyon El, Most High. Humbaba ranked second in command, after Melchizedek, the archangel, known in Sumeria as Marduk, son of Enki and Damkina, Ninki. He ruled and enforced the laws on Malakut. So out of jealousy Tarnush started a war. Humbaba attacked the 8th planet Rizq, of the 19th galaxy Iyun by shooting a bomb that caused its natural atmosphere to deplete, known as a shield depleter. The 8th planet Rizq, of the 19th galaxy Iyun had no protection from the ultraviolet rays of the 3 suns Utu, Shamash, Apsu. Every time they would line up and shine on the planet Rizq at the same time from all sides, the hole in the ozone layer would become larger, allowing more deadly ultraviolet rays to shine on the planet. The Rizkians fled from the 8th planet Rizq, of the 19th galaxy Iyun, to other galaxies. The angelic beings, Elohim, gods, judges, needed gold for the dome to protect the planet from these ultraviolet rays. The Rizkians were dying and they needed a warrior to seek out the gold. Marduk, a disagreeable being at the time, or what you would refer to as a warrior, was chosen. He led the mission, first by attacking Humbaba. He used the Tilu weapon, which was a red beam of light made from the Sardius stone or a laser given to him by his grandfather Anu, to destroy the evil ways of Humbaba. This war between Marduk and Tarnush, which happened in Malakut, where 1/3 of the Anunnaki, Elohim, were cast out or Balo of Malakut with him, which is a small amount. This event should not be confused with the war between Marduk and Samael, Iblis, Diabolus, where 200 disagreeable Anunnaki, Elohim fell or Naphil in rank from agreeable to disagreeable, from the Orion skies, a 6-star, 6-sun solar system, down to the planet Earth. They made their home in a city called Saturn, also called Naud in Hebrew, Genesis 4:16, or in Aramaic Hebrew Abaddon and in Greek Apollyon, Revelation 9:11. Zun and his helpers hated Marduk, and were so consumed with jealousy and envy, that they plotted to change the natural order of things in Malakut. They refused to submit to the laws of Malakut and the sovereign power of that world, which was none other than Marduk. The evil reptilian was not able to defeat the angelic being Michael. Tarnush had 5 more sons, which is where many species of disagreeable beings came from. They are called Tyre, the causer of injuries. El-Anwar encourages debauchery, immorality. Sut-Kaft, teacher of lies. Karahat Dasim, father of hate and envy. Zalamor Hazin, who is overall devilishment. Tarnush was also the father of the species called Marid. Tarnush and the Marid caused much turmoil in Malakut by trying to deceive all the races of the Anunnaki, Elohim, gods, judges, and conceal the facts about the laws of Malakut. The Nephilim or fallen angels are fathers of the Aryan Hindu. When they trace their history back to mythology, they are tracing it back to the stars. Their story is in the Superman story of the planet Krypton. That is a true story of their planet dying and one of them escaped, Superman, and came to Earth. Notice that the green light kills them. The S on Superman's shirt is symbolic of the serpent or snake, and the serpent is a reptilian. The serpent or snake is a symbol of Zeta, and Zeta is the 6th letter of the Aramaic Hebrew alphabet and the 6th letter in the Greek alphabet. The Zeta, or the serpent people's symbol, is hidden in the zigzag zig, which is ZZZ, or 666, and is Tsay in Arabic, which is the 11th letter and ties into the 11 sons of Canaan, or 11 sons of Jacob after Joseph was supposedly sold to the Egyptians. They were called Sata Apep, Apophis seed in Egypt. The symbol on Superman's chest, if completed, comes out to be a pentagon. This pentagram that the serpent people are using is not the Egyptian pentagram, which is the 2nd sun, and the 6-pointed star is the 1st sun. The 2nd sun is the Egyptians' depiction of the sun, and the 1st sun is the Sumerians' depiction of the sun. The Egyptians also draw their sun as a half or full circle, with rays coming from the bottom half. The different depiction of the suns are really the same, there are different versions of the same story in each culture. These stories were all taken from the ancient tablets. This is the same thing that Joseph Smith did with the Superman story, when a son called Clark was sent to the Earth after their planet was dying. Joseph Fielding Smith, the founder of the Mormon Church, completed the Superman story in the Mormon doctrine. He wrote about what was taking place on the Dog Star planet, which is Sirius B. Sirius B is a collapsed star that had 2 planets. The Narians, which are a group of Greys, lived on one planet, and the Shaggies, who later mixed in with Pale Race, and lived on the other planet. Once the star collapsed, both planets started dying. The Narians took off, and the Shaggies chased them to planet Earth. The Shaggies took residence in Mount Seir, and this is where you get the Yeti, Seti, Abominable Snowman, the Bigfoot, Sasquatch. They are also called the Beast of the Field, Exodus 23:29, or Behemah. Joseph Smith just took the Superman story and combined it with the story he supposedly took from the prophet Moroni. The Aryan Hindus or so-called Caucasians are the albinos of the original Hindus. The original Hindus are from Procyon.